find myself sitting here thinking about all that we used to share and just how far I've fallen from, I don't know, I guess the pedestal. It feels like these days, I don't even know if it's fair to say that I get treated the same as a stranger to you, which is fair because I've certainly done a lot more to you than any stranger has. And I understand the reason for every boundary placed, though I find it feels like drinking my favorite drink laced with poison every time I think about you, because it feels like I've just screwed up so much. How could you ever how could you ever think of me as a viable option for any sort of romantic anything? Even as a friend, I've been the worst kind of friend anybody could be. And I'm the one that asked if we could be friends because I didn't want to rush it and I didn't want to ruin it. And I couldn't even keep that much going. And now I'm sitting here thinking about, I feel like I'm thinking about everything I feel like I can't really have. Like I'm thinking about if you were in my arms again, and I'm thinking about all the things that I didn't do that I wish I had. All the times you helped me when I should have helped you, or at least could have held you back. All the times when you just needed a little reciprocity from me. You've never really needed much from me, feminine, and that's always kind of, I guess, thrown me off. I'm used to this endless trail of neediness from most feminines in my life. I want to say it goes at least as far back to my mother, and I'm starting to recognize that anytime anyone needs anything from me, I like simultaneously dive into trying to fulfill it and then also have this intense fear that it'll never be enough. And the funny thing is, with you, I feel like you ask the least and you need the least. I mean, don't think I'm not watching you, I am. It's about the only thing I can do to keep my sanity, which just feels insane enough on its own, but I see you. I watch you glowing up. I watch you pick yourself up after every fall. I see you rise up higher than anyone I've ever known. I see you come up with solutions to problems that I haven't been able to figure out with a council of people, either in my head or in my living room. I see you take on challenges, including with me, and multiple at a time, and raising children and raising communities, starting movements almost. And I feel like I can see your future very clearly. You make it very plain, and you don't hide anything. You live in this energy of authenticity that, quite frankly, I'm envious of, because you're free within it, because you own all of who you are. You're not one of those weirdos that just pretends to be all good. Heck, feminine, you've even shown me how easy it is to own when you've screwed up. Shown that you lie sometimes too and have ego and low points and high points, and I'm still sitting here crying in my own living room, trying to figure out how to feel good enough just to do the normal day to day things so I can get enough energy to be able to break free of this ridiculous situation. I just feel so drained. I've been spending most of my time trying to sleep, and kind of embarrassed to admit that while it started out as kind of just drinking myself to sleep to hopefully not have to think about you, now it's turned into trying to stay asleep so I can keep dreaming about you because you visit me so often in my dreams. And some of those dreams, they can feel so real. I remembered you telling me before, when I was right there, And I should have listened to you when you were telling me about how real the dreams were, about me being there with you, about us breaking up, about other people coming into your senses. I didn't really believe you about how powerful a dream can feel and how real it can feel, how it can bring tears to your eyes, how it can scare and delight you. And now I feel like I'm living in that truth, and I feel like the dream time is like this other reality where I can really be with you in ways that when I wake up and I realize where I'm still stuck, that I can't just go to you. And I feel like I look back on this time in separation and I had so many intentions, so many goals, so many aspirations. I remember you used to call me out on that I had no goals, no future plans. You were sitting there trying to write out the next 20 years of your life with overall goals and saying it's not that hard. It doesn't have to be that detailed. It's just creating a compass so you know what direction you're rolling in. And I stupidly made it into being some stupid thing to be doing and said I had to work and had to be of service to everybody else. And when you told me to go, I rushed into working on that and I made all sorts of plans for myself. And the truth is, they weren't even my plans. They were the plans that you had made for us. And then, I don't know, I know there was a part of me that wanted to make you feel jealous, and I wanted to show you that I could do all those things too. And it feels like I became this weird sort of clown with platters on each of my hands, trying to juggle these two platters full of too many things, trying to get them all done in a really short space of time. And I remember you even tried to warn me. You said, "Masculine, you're taking on far too much all at once. Pace it out, give yourself time and space. Reward yourself for when you do good things, even little things, because they'll add up to big things." And I didn't listen, and I didn't listen, and I didn't listen. And what's crazy is that you weren't the only one telling me that stuff. Listen to your intuition. Get unstuck from this situation before it gets worse. Don't trust these people who have clearly only intention to hurt you. Look into things, do background checks, protect your sensitive information. I got so many warnings about so many things, and I didn't listen. And most of all, I didn't listen to you when you told me. I swear I felt like you were telling me that you had backup plans, you had other options, other masculines, and that you were gonna do to me what karmics have done to me. And you did tell me that's not what you meant. And I feel like the what I didn't read between the lines is that what you meant was that if I didn't act right, if I didn't come correct, if I didn't grow with you, you weren't going to leave me for some other masculine. You were going to set yourself free, set yourself on fire in the best ways and light sparks into the sky, and you were going to fly up so high that I would feel like I could never catch up. And I never in my wildest dreams pictured that would be what would happen, and that if that happened, I would feel so miserable. I'm used to I'm used to feminines who try to play with my heart, who try to lure me in with other masculines and weird dramatic games. I'm not used to feminines who joyfully chuckle at me and then start to fly, start to become a star in the sky like the ancients and the ancestors. I'm not used to a feminine who takes on everything that she wanted and everything that I wanted and goes slow and steady and yet somehow ends up winning the race 10 times over before I've even walked 10 paces. I'm not used to that feminine. I'm not used to anyone, feminine or masculine, who owns their BS, who shows it to the world and calls it delicious. I'm not used to anyone who really works on their own shadows and their own self worth. And I'm certainly not used to anyone who isn't keen on abandoning me right away the minute they find their freedom and their fame. And I can see it, I can feel it in every part of my bones. I know that you're right there. I feel like you're always right around me in some sort of way, in the music and the signs and the stars on the cars and the buses. When I go to work, when I'm at home, all of the things and all of the places and all of the ways, you're always there in some kind of way. And I don't know, I guess in a weird sort of way, you know how sometimes you feel like if you're going to feel alone when you're with somebody that you might as well be alone anyways? I feel the opposite. Like if I'm going to feel like you're always here and always around me anyways, I might as well be with you. Because otherwise it just feels like torture not to be. Though, I don't know, feminine, I'm still working out the kinks in my mind about what to even say and how in the world I'm going to feel worthy of saying anything.